Assalamu alaikum students. So welcome back to the last lecture of week 3. This is unit 3.4, formation of equation of line by slope, points and intercepts. Now before this lecture, we have already studied what slope is. We've already studied what x and y intercepts are. We've already studied linear equations, and we also know that every linear equation, it graphs as a straight line, right? So in this lecture, we'll be looking at those straight line equations. We'll learn how to form those equations, and if we are given an equation, how do you proceed with that? Okay. So topics in this unit. First, we'll be talking about forming equation of a line using the slope and intercept. Then we learn how to form the equation of line using slope and 1 point, and then we learn how to form the equation of line using 2 points. Now, equation of line will be one equation. It will be something like y equals to 2x plus 3 or something like this. But these three, they are the different ways of making that equation. We can use any of these three methods and we'll get the same answer. It depends on what information is available to us. We'll proceed with this lecture, and to avoid any further confusion. First of all, we'll talk about the general equation of a line. Before we go on with this, we have studied the standard equation or the general equation of a linear equation. The linear equation has a general form of ax plus by equals to c, right? Now this is the general equation of a linear equation. The general equation of a line is something different. It's just like this, but it's a bit, we use different terms. Let's see. The general equation of the linear equation of any linear equation is ax plus by equals to c. We've already studied this in the previous lecture. Now we can basically rearrange all of this in such a way to give us the general equation of a straight line y equals to mx plus c. Now how do you get this y equals to mx plus c? Basically, if you take this ax plus by equals to c, right? So you take ax to the other side, what do you get is by equals to c minus ax, right? And then you divide both sides by the number, by this b. So what you get is c by b minus a by b x, right? And basically you call a by b, this part, I'll call this as m, and I'll call this part as c. So what do I get? Mx plus c. You don't really need to understand this, but what you need to know is that this is the general form of a linear equation, and this is the general form of a straight line. They're both equivalent, they're both the same thing. All we've done is just a few simple operations on it, right? So we can rearrange this in such a way to give us the general equation of a straight line where where x and y, now this y and x, these are the variables. Every equation will have some variables, so they'll be there always. M is the gradient of the line and c is the y intercept value. So for example, if I have an equation like y equals to 2x plus 3, right? Now you already know that since the powers are 1, so this is going to be a linear equation, and a linear equation will graph as a straight line. Now what kind of a straight line? Notice this 2 with the x, right? So m with x is basically the slope. So the line of this equation will have a slope of 2 units, and the line of this equation will have a y-intercept of 3, because c, if you compare y equals to 2x plus 3 with y equals to mx plus c, you get the values of m and c as 2 and 3. So my line will have a gradient of 2, so it will be rising upwards, and it will be passing through the point y equals to 3. It will be roughly something like this. Obviously this is not an accurate value, but roughly this is how it's going to happen. So I hope you realize the importance of this form y equals to mx plus c. If I can write any equation in this, if I have something, if let's suppose if I have something like y equals to minus 3x plus 10, right? So in this case, my m will be minus 3 and my c will be 10. That means my line has a slope of minus 3 What is m? M is the slope or the gradient, right? And the c is the y-intercept value. That is, it passes through 0, 10, right? So you have this information just from this equation, right? Just by looking at this equation. So this is why this equation is, this form is very useful. Again, these and these, they're the same things. This is just another form, another way of writing, okay? So we'll proceed with it. For example, if we have the equation 5x plus 2y equals to 7, we already know this is a linear equation because the powers of x and y, they're 1. We can write it in the form of equation of straight line. So remember, what is the equation of straight line? It is y equals to mx plus c. Somehow we need to bring this form into this form, right? Remember that my y has to be, it has to be single. There cannot be 2y or 3y, or in this case, 2y. We cannot have 2y. We need to have a single y on the left side of the equation, and on the right side of the equation, we need to have something like this. So let's see how to do it. We can do this. How can we make this into this? We can do this by making y the subject of the equation. This is my equation right here. Then I take 5x to the other side and I get 2y equals to 7 minus 5x. And then I divide both sides of the equation with the number 2. What do I get? 2 cancels out. So I get y equals to 7 minus 5x divided by 2. This becomes 7 by 2 minus 5 by 2x, right? And I can just rearrange it to write y equals to minus 5 by 2x plus 7 by 2. This is 7 by 2, okay? So this now is in the journal in this form, right? Y equals to minus 5 by 2x plus 7 by 2 is the same as y equals to mx plus c. Here my gradient m is minus 5 by 2 and the y-intercept is 7 by 2, okay? So we had this equation and now we have it as y equals to minus 5 by 2x plus 7 by 2. They're both the same things, but it's just a different way of writing. By looking at this, we have no idea, but if you look at this equation, we have no idea what is the slope and what is the y-intercept. But if we can bring it to this form, we have an instinctive idea that the term with x, this is going to be the gradient. So my gradient is minus 5 by 2 and the constant term is going to be the y-intercept, right? So this is how you do with the equations of straight lines. uh, these these things, they can also come in the form of a word problem. For example, a police department estimates, this is obviously not a word problem, they're not asking for something, but let's see what it goes, right? A police department estimates the total cost C of owning and operating a patrol car can be estimated by the linear equation C equals to 0.40x plus 18,000, where C is the total cost in dollars and X is the number of miles driven. Now what you can do, basically, if you can compare this with the journal equation of a line y equals to mx plus c. Now remember, I told you that the variables can be something else. It's not necessary that we use the variables y and x, right? We can have a and b, we can have c and d, right? And in this case, we have c and x, okay? So let me alter this and I can write it as c equals to mx. This is capital C and this is mx plus small c. So in order to avoid confusion, I can give this another number. I can call this k. I'll call this another letter. So this equation is in the slope intercept form with the slope, as 0.40, and your c intercept, which is equivalent to the y intercept, will be this, right? 18,000. The slope suggests that the total cost increases at a rate of 0.40 for each additional mile driven, and the c-intercept indicates a cost of 18,000 if the car is driven 0 miles. Basically, you need to learn how to associate word problem with the mathematics. What this is telling me is basically the cost of owning and operating a car in terms of the number of miles driven. So let's suppose if I drive it 1 mile, then my total cost will be 0.40 times 1 plus 18,000 which turns out to be 18,000.4, right? And if this becomes 2 miles driven, then it becomes 0.8, and so it becomes 18,000.8. So basically this is the variable cost and this is the fixed cost, right? But basically the thing is that you can compare this with the journal equation of a line. Now, in the previous slides, what we were, given some equations, and we understood how to convert it into the y equals to mx plus c form. Now, what if we are not given the equation? What if we are just given some information and we need to, make a line, we need to make an equation from that line. Now, there are different ways to obtain an equation for the straight line. Depending on the information available, you can use these three methods to get the equation for a straight line in the form of y equals to mx plus c. The first method is using slope and intercept. If, for example, we're given the slope of a line and the intercept of a line, then we can use it to make an equation. If, for example, we're given the slope of a line and a point that the line goes through, then we can use this method. And if we're given 2 points, then we can use this method. Let's take a look at what they do, right? So using slope and intercept. Before we go into all this, let me give you a visual view, a visual model of what we're doing basically. Consider this. This is your graph, right? This is your y-axis and this is your x-axis. Now, suppose I tell you that I have a line that goes something like this, right? And I want you to find the equation of this line. I am not giving you the equation of this line. I want you to find it, but I can give you some things. I am telling you that the slope of this line is 2. And I'm telling you that this line, that the y-intercept of this line, remember what is the y-intercept? The point where the line cuts my y-axis. This point is, let's say 3, right? So 0, 3. So these two sets of information, they're available to me. And now I am asked to make an equation. So how do you proceed with this? This is, I'll be telling you using this example, right? So determine the equation of the straight line, which has a slope of -5 and a y-intercept of 0, 15. So let's just, try to think this through in our head. I have a line, I'll just call this part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 15, right? This point is 0, 15, right? Y-intercept, this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. Now my line, my straight line has a slope of -5. Remember, if this line has a slope of negative, that means the line is falling down, right? So I know that my line is falling down, and I know that my line goes through this point. So my line will roughly look like this, right? So this is the line, and we need to find the equation of this line. So how do you proceed with this? I told you that every line has the journal form of y equals to mx plus c, including this line right here, the one that we just found out, at this 15 intercept and -5 slope. This line will also follow this journal rule. So we'll use this journal equation and we'll just substitute in the values. How do you do that? Let me clear this. Y equals to mx plus c. I know that the slope is -5. So I'll put the value of -5 over here. And I know that the y-intercept is 15, 0, 15. So I'll put 15 right over here. This is exactly the solution. Substituting values of m equals to -5 and k equals to 15. K is basically your c over here. It's not necessary that it's y equals to mx plus c. Sometimes it's written as y equals to mx plus k as well, right? Sometimes it can, the journal equation can be written as y equals to mx plus k. Okay, so there's no need to get confused about this. So all you need to do is just put -5 over here. Y equals to -5. X, y and x, they will always remain in the equation. And c, we know as the value of the y-intercept. You won't write 0, 15. You won't write 0. You will write the value of y, right? Which is 15. And this is the equation right here. If you can rearrange it, you'll get this, right? So basically, if you are given the slope of a line and you are given the y-intercept of the line, you can easily form the equation of that line by just substituting the values of the slope and the intercept in the general equation of the line. Okay, so let's move on to the next step. So this is the first method. The second method is when by using slope and a point. I'll tell you what we're given. We'll be given, in the last case, what we were given a line, and we were given a slope, let's suppose 2, and we were given the y-intercept, right? This point right here. In this case, we'll be given the slope, right? We'll be given that the slope is 2 or 3, whatever, but we'll be given just a point, any point. The point can be right over here, it could be here, it could be here, but the point will be on the line. Okay, so we need a point on the line. So if we're given any point on the line, one point on the line and one slope, how can we use it to find the equation of the straight line? This method is going to this example will demonstrate this method, right? If given the slope and one point which lies on the line, we can substitute the known slope m and the coordinates of the given point into the equation, the general equation, y equals to mx plus k, and solve for k. So I'll write it as y equals to mx plus k, because this method uses k and not c, right? So I know so this is the question right here, right? Given that the slope of a straight line is -2 and one point lying on the line is 2, 8, right? So the first step I need to do is substitute the slope over here. Y equals to -2x plus k. Now you remember 2, 8, it is written it is an ordered pair, right? It is always written in the form of x, y, right? So this is the value of x and this is the value of y. Substitute this right over here. So I'll put the value of y as 8 and I'll put the value of x as 2, -2 times 2 plus k. Now I'll get 8 equals to -4 plus k, and I'll take this -4 to the other side and I'll get k as 12, right? So I know my k is now 12 and I know my slope is -2. All I need to do now is y equals to -2x plus 12. This is my equation of the straight line. Let me see how we've done it here. We can substitute these values. Basically, we've substituted 2, 8 and -2 in the general equation, y equals to mx plus k. This is what we get, and we get the value of k as 12. Since m is -2 right here and k is 12, we just found it here. The slope intercept equation is y equals to -2x plus 12. Just substitute the slope and the y-intercept over here. And if you want to rearrange, you can take to this 2x to the other side and you get 2x plus y equals to 12. So this is how you're supposed to solve when you have one slope. Of course, there will be one slope and you have one point, okay? The third case is if you have only 2 points, right? You're not given the slope. I'll try to explain it to you in a visual way. This is a graph, right? And I'm telling you that this is the line. This is a line and it goes through this point right here and it goes through this point right here, right? I'll give you the coordinates of this. Let me see. I'll maybe say 2, 3 and 6, 7, something like this, right? I'll give you the coordinates of these 2 points. Remember, I haven't given you the slope and I haven't given you the intercept. Now I'm asking you to find the 2 points. How do you do that? A more likely situation is that some which lie on a line have been gathered and we wish to determine the equation of the line. Some data points which lie on a line have been gathered and we wish to determine the equation of the line. Assume that we are given the coordinates of the 2 points which lie on a straight line. So what do you do now? Using these 2 points, we can determine the slope of the line by using 2-point formula. And as we know the slope, the y-intercept can be determined by using either of the 2 data points. And let me explain this better with the help of an example. So this example, it tells me that determine the equation of the straight line which passes through -4, 2, right? So this is the first point. And the origin, you could have some other point as well. Origin basically is, I told you, the center point, right? And it has the coordinates of 0, 0. So we have first point, point number 1, and we have point number 2 right over here. The first step that you do is find the slope. And how do you find the slope from this? You find it using the 2-point formula. What is the 2-point formula? Which we covered in the last slide. You know, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I'll say this is y2 and I'll call this y1. I'll call this as x2 and I'll call this as x1, right? So 2 minus 0, uh, 2 minus 0 and minus 4 minus 0. I'll get minus 4 minus 0. If I solve this out, I will get minus 1 by 2. Notice that in this case, they have taken this as this is y2 and this is y1 and this is x2 and this is x1. But the answers, they will remain always the same. You know, I'm getting minus 1 by 2 here and I'm getting minus 1 by 2 here as well. So using the 2-point formula or using the slope formula, you find the value of the slope. The value of the slope here is minus half, right? So we have the slope. The next thing we need is just 1 point. You know, in the previous example, we had 1 point. So we can take any of these 2 points. We can take either 0, 1, 0, 0, or we can take minus 4, 2. So we'll be taking the coordinates. So we'll be taking substituting m minus equals to minus 2 and the coordinates minus 4, 2 into the journal equation of the line. Y equals to mx plus c or mx plus k, same thing. So you put m over here minus half and you put the values of minus 4 and 2 in this. So 2 and this is minus 4 plus k. When you solve this, what do you get? 2 equals to minus 2 plus k, and k, you get it as, I think I've made a mistake over here. No. Okay. So k, I get it as, this will be plus 2. So 2 equals to 2 plus k. I take 2 to the other side. I get k as 0. So my journal form, k is 0, and why my resultantly, I'll just clear all this. Y equals to mx plus k. My m is minus half, right? And my k is 0. So it is the same as y equals to minus half x, right? Thus the slope intercept form of the equation is minus half x. One thing to tell you all is this y equals to mx plus c, right? Or y equals to mx plus k. They're basically both the same things. You know, you can use c or k, but this is the journal equation of a line, and they're also called the slope intercept form. Why? Because you have the slope here and you have the intercept here. So this is called the slope intercept form of a straight line, of an equation, right? So this is how you're supposed to do it. The next point is parallel and perpendicular lines. This is more or less a property. What is the property? That suppose I have a graph, right? This is my y-axis, this is my x-axis, and I have two lines. Both of these lines, they are parallel. You know, what are parallel lines? Those lines that when you extend them in either direction, they don't touch each other, right? They will never meet, they will never intersect. So those lines are called parallel lines. And parallel lines, there's a property that parallel lines, they have the same slope. So for example, if this is line 1, I'll call this line 1 and this is line 2, right? So the gradient of line 1 and the gradient of line 2, gradient and slope, they are the same thing. They will be equal, right? M1 will be equal to M2. This is a property of parallel lines, okay? So if my line is like this, or even if it's, you know, if they're like this, or if they're like this, as long as they're parallel, both of those lines will have the same gradient, right? And next up we have perpendicular lines. So what are perpendicular lines? Perpendicular lines, it's you know, something like if I have a line like this and if I have a line like this, right? Perpendicular lines is when the both lines, they meet at a 90-degree angle, right? And I'll call this as line 1 and I'll call this as line 2. When you multiply the gradients of line 1 and line 2, when you multiply M1 with M2, the product is -1, always. You know, this is again a property. So for example, a question can be asked that you have two lines and the slope of this line is 2, and these two lines are parallel. So what is the slope of this line? So using this property, you can say that the slope of this line is going to be 2. Or you could be given one line is like this and the other line is like this. The gradient of the first line is 4, right? And these lines are perpendicular. Now you're asked to find the gradient of this line right here. So how do you do? You put this 4 right here. This is m1 and you call this m2. 4 times m2 equals to minus 1. So m2 is equals to minus 1 by 4. The gradient of this line will be minus 1 by 4. Okay, so this is relating, these are the properties of slopes concerned with parallel and perpendicular lines. So this brings an end to the chapter. You are requested to attempt sections 2.1 to 2.4 from the book. They're all included in the syllabus, and you need to understand the questions and solve them. You can see some helping material from these links as well. They're all very helpful. And thank you for listening to this lecture. I will see you in some other lecture later on. Thank you.